Hi everybody, this is Andrea with Learning Bear, and today we're going to talk about the Avengers, but not in the way that you would expect. Right now, the world is abuzz about two main things: Avengers Endgame and the last season of the Game of Thrones. So I decided to take on the Avengers theme and put a nature spin on it. Turns out there's a lot of Avengers in nature. So the definition of avenge or avenger is to inflict harm in return for an injury or wrong done to yourself or another. So it's basically about maintaining your reputation, to get back your honor, and so forth. And I'm sure that you can probably think of a lot of animals that are avengers. First two that came to my mind were wasps and ants. Wasps, you knock down their hives, and boy, do they mess you up. And it doesn't feel super great, does it? The next one would be fire ants. And if you live in the South, it's a pretty good chance that you have experienced fire ants. And they bite, and you mess up their hives, and they come after you, and it's not great. I do not enjoy being bit by fire ants because they give you blisters. So those are the classic Avengers right there from nature. One Avenger I've identified in nature is the African buffalo. These threatening looking guys, they have a herd mentality when a predator is nearby, and they fight them off. They fight lions with their big curly horns, and if somebody in their herd has been attacked, or if they feel like they're weak, like a calf for example, the herd gathers around it and protects them from lions. That's incredible. And that is not unlike what the Avengers do in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? They gather around and protect the weak, and that is incredible. So the next one is a gorilla, and I think that this may be sort of mainstream. I think some people may be aware of this, but gorillas are very territorial, and they protect their young and their family members. They have very tight-knit connections with those around them, not unlike people. You know, we are sort of related to them. A lot of primates exhibit these sort of aggressive characteristics when they feel threatened. And again, an Avenger, baby. Next we have the bottlenose dolphin. And bottlenose dolphins are known for being intelligent and these friendly, permanent smiling stars in aquatic shows. But they also travel in social groups. They communicate with each other with a complex system of squeaks and whistles and whatever. It's pretty impressive how well they can communicate with each other, to the extent that schools of dolphins have been known to come to the aid of an injured dolphin and help it to the surface. That's amazing. And, you know, I haven't seen all of the Avengers movies, but I know that the Avengers come to the aid of everybody in the Avenger group, but they also are coming to the aid of the universe, the planet, the galaxy, trying to protect it. And dolphins are doing the same thing. The next Avenger we're going to talk about is the elephant. And two interesting things I found out about elephants in this short discovery was that elephants are matrilineal groups, so they are largely led by females. I thought that was interesting. And the second thing has to do with their Avenger-like behavior, where they protect their calves. They come into a cluster, the adult elephants, and put all the calves in the middle, the little baby elephants. And I mean, who wouldn't want to protect these little cuties? It takes so long to get one, to have one, so of course you're going to do everything you can to protect it. So they have this sort of, I want to say hive mentality. I'm not sure if that's the right terminology, but they come together and they protect their little babes. Our next Avenger is the magpie, and magpies typically have a bad reputation. There's all this rumor-like information that says that they destroy native bird nests, causing a decline in their numbers and so forth, all these terrible things. And there's actually no scientific proof that that happens or that it's caused population decline. They're just naturally inquisitive birds, and so yeah, they're going to poke around in other people's nests. They're just nosy. They're very, very intelligent. I would kind of relate them to crows, which are also very intelligent, but they also get a bad reputation. The main reason I want to bring them up is that magpies, sometimes they gather in flocks, and they can come together and mob a raptor to chase them away. Kind of like what Avengers do in the movies, where the Avengers come all together. Some of them have kind of a bad reputation, like the Hulk, and they come together and they're trying to get rid of Thanos. So magpies are true Avengers. Okay, our last Avenger is the mighty muskox. I'm really excited to talk about this because, one, I didn't know anything about muskox, and I'm always excited to learn new things. Number two, this leads into an amazing activity from Project Wild called Muskox Maneuvers. And I know that this activity doesn't get used a lot, and now that I have kind of investigated this activity a little more for my own use, I realize that this is actually a really simple activity, but I can definitely see how people would become intimidated by it. So I'm hoping to demystify this a little bit for everybody out there. Hope it works. So in this next picture, you'll see that the muskox come together in a group to protect their calves. And we've kind of talked about that in some of the other Avengers that we've mentioned, but you can see in their stance, some of them have their horns low to the ground, so they need to gore their predator. The perspective of this picture is that whoever's taking this picture is a predator, and the muskox feel threatened by them. So as far as the game goes, you're going to need to divide your students into 4 groups, and you're going to have some that are wolves, some that are bulls, some that are cows, and some that are calves. Now, the wolves are the predators, okay? They're trying to get at the calves. The calves are the babies, okay? Baby muskox. Bulls are male muskox, and cows are female muskox, just so you know the terminology. It's similar to cows, domestic cows that we use in everyday culture. Muskox are usually found in herds of 20 to 30, and both sexes defend the young, just as demonstrated in this picture. So everybody has to participate in order for it to be successful. So for every 1 wolf, you'll need 1 to 2 bulls and then an equalish number of cows and calves. So if you have 15 to 18 students, there's 2 wolves, 3 bulls, and then the rest is split between cow-calf pairs, okay? The calf-cow pairs will be linked. So the calves will put their hands on the shoulders of the cow. You don't necessarily have to do this, but it does show that pairing relationship there. You're going to also need your cows to kind of come together and pick a lead cow. So the lead cow will have a signal when they notice that there's predators nearby. It can just be like a hoot or holler, or you clap your hands, whatever signal they want to come up with. So you do need to have a lead cow. So this is a scenario. All of the muskox are just kind of hanging out in a play area. Note that you will need kind of a big play area. And the wolves slowly link into scene, okay? And the lead cow notices. They make the signal, and they make this sort of circle around the calves, okay? Very quickly and efficiently. Now, pause in the scenario. Your calves should have some sort of flag on them, like you would use for flag football, or you could use like bandanas or felt squares, whatever is economically feasible for you. The same thing goes for the wolves. So what's going to happen is that the cows and the bulls are trying to get the flags of the wolves, okay? And if they do get a flag of the wolf, then that wolf is dead, and they need to sit out to watch the rest of the game. If a wolf gets a calf flag, then that calf is dead, and they have to move out, okay, and sit down and wait. The bulls can only move in a clockwise motion around this circle that they've developed, and obviously they use their hands to pull the flags. Then the wolves, except for pushing and shoving, wolves can use any maneuver to try to break the defenses and get at those cows. Okay, again, no pushing and shoving. And you can also take away the use of hands on the parts of the cows if it seems to be too easy. Okay, so that is a rule in the book, but I kind of take things as a guideline rather than an actual rule, because if you're working with younger students, this may be kind of hard and you need the cow's help. So kind of navigate the waters there with your students. Okay, you know them better than any book does. So I hope you check this activity out. If you want more information, check out projectwild.org to get a workshop in your area. I do have a couple more pictures I want to share with you so you can kind of see what we're talking about here. So here is one. You can see this lead muskox is checking out the situation. It's made the signal, and then these fellow muskox are ready to gore the predator if necessary. Then in this aerial shot, you'll see a muskox group that the calves are toward the back there, which is kind of hard to see, but they're noticing some predators, and then this is where they'll start to come into that circle and protect their calves. And then in the last photo here is just a nice black and white cluster of muskox and their little group trying to protect each other and probably keep each other warm, because it looks like it's a very cold climate for those little muskoxen. So that's another important facet of their lifestyle. It's cold. So that wraps it up for today. Here's some of my sources if you want some more information about any of the behaviors of these Avengers. I hope you liked my little twist on Avengers. And again, if you want more information about the muskox maneuvers activity, check out projectwild.org. And the website that I've printed on here has some more articles related to muskox, and also includes some wild work, some occupations related to this sort of activity. So check them out. And that's it for me today at Learning Bear. I hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you next time.